Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and dreamers of all ages, welcome to the Disney Countdown Show.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Disney Countdown Show. And this is part 2 of us talking about our top 10 favorite Disney movie soundtracks. And I am here. Well, let me introduce myself first. I am the dapper Danielle, and I am joined by the fabulous and oh so magical Megan the Magical Millennial. Hello, babe.
Hello. How you doing over there, Danielle?
I'm doing good. You know, I'm actually feeling a little more awake today compared to our last episode. I don't know why. Maybe it's just lack.
It was
of
closer
sleep
to Dapper Day. That's what it was.
It was. It really
Yes.
was. And now I feel a little more rested, kind of back into a more, well, I don't know if it's a normal groove, but we're doing something. And, you know, we're just hanging out. We're just enjoying. I'm staying super hydrated because I feel like last week I was not the most hydrated. I fixed that. I've been on top of it today. So we're good.
And the last time we talked, we were saying how some people were already passing out because of the Florida heat, and some cast members were nervous for said people on their,
I even shared, you know, what's funny is I end up sharing a video on my social media that I filmed during Sunday Dapper Day when I was wearing my giant hat, and the video is actually done pretty well considering. And it's only because people, like, in the very beginning of the video, people are like, whoa, that's a hat.
Yeah.
Oh, she's talking about staying hydrated. That's random. And so they ended up watching the video a little longer. So then the algorithm thinks, oh, this must be good content. Let's go ahead and push this out to everybody else. And no, it's just me in a giant hat telling you to stay hydrated. And it makes people, again, people listen to people with big hats. It's very authoritative. Like, you know, like, listen to me.
Absolutely. The big hat is definitely a statement of authority. And especially when, I mean, it's a PSA. It's a the more you know kind of thing. Like, listen, it's Florida. Stay hydrated. And then they see the hat and they're like, oh, this person knows what they're talking about. I should listen to her. Yeah.
See, I need to wear big hats more often.
I think so too. Oh, 100%. Agreed. Yes. I might actually follow you on that. Cause I have hats. I have like a really cute, not cowboy hat. It's like a sun hat, you know, very, I don't know. I feel like it's very summery, and I never bring it out. But I should wear more hats.
I could totally, Megan. I'm shocked you haven't done this. I've seen a lot of the sun hat girlies take an old pair of ears and they cut off the ears and they like glue them to the top of the sun hat.
I love that
you
idea.
Could totally rock that.
I love that idea, and I love it even more because I'm going to Florida soon, and maybe I'll do that. I'll create that, and I think it'd be perfect for a little Walt Disney World trip, which is happening, y'all. I'm going going out again this weekend. 2 weeks later, she's back at Disney World. Using the annual pass.
Didn't I tell you and Eric that now that you guys have an annual pass, I'm like, I'm just going to keep seeing you all the time. It's going to be, you're going to text me and be like, I'm here. And I'm going to be like, what?
Okay. We got our flight notifications on standby. We're just going to see if there are any good rates or cheap flights, and boom, we'll be there in a second.
That's what I'm afraid of. And then I'm just going to be like, oh, I guess we're going to go hang out today. Let's go.
That's right. That's
Which
right.
Is never a bad thing. Never a bad thing.
Yep. I mean, it's got to be ready, Danielle. We'll keep you on your toes for the rest of this year. Well, before we get into our countdown today, which I'm very excited to hear about the Dapper Danielles, of course, if you haven't done so yet, please follow us on the socials. We are at Disney Countdown Show on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, Pod Disney on Twitter /the X, and we also have our full episodes on YouTube as well, so you can see our beautiful faces while we chat, and that's youtube.com/Countdown Network. And of course, I'm the Magical Millennial _ on all the socials. She is the Dapper Danielle. And also, before we get into anything else, it is Teacher Appreciation Week. And so I mean, I don't know about you, Danielle. I have had some really great teachers in the past, and there's two in particular that really, actually, no, excuse me. There's 3, 2 in high school, 1 in elementary school, dating all the way back to 2nd grade. Her name was Miss Milam, and she was the nicest teacher I have ever had. And she always was very encouraging and kind no matter what. So I would say honestly that she was the first teacher that really made an impact on my life. So I'm going to shout out to Miss Milam. She is in Northern California. I hope she's still in Northern California, but I just want to show so much appreciation for our teachers. You do so much for us, for the kids, for just honestly for everybody. And so thank you for all that you do, because your work sometimes goes underappreciated, but we want you to know that you are appreciated, very much so. So happy Teacher Appreciation Week.
See, and what's unfortunate is that I can't remember any of my teachers' names. I can remember one in particular that it was my high school teacher, my senior year of high school. Can Danielle do math? Absolutely. We know from this podcast that Danielle cannot do math. And, but so like I was when it comes to math class, I was a solid C student, man. And whenever I got a B,
C's get degrees, babe.
It's true.
Oh yeah.
And my senior teacher, she's like, Danielle, we know you're not going to do anything math related in college or probably anything in your life. And I'm like, thank you, ma'am, for listening to me and understanding me as a creative person. And so she helped me. And actually, I probably understood and got the most out of my math classes that senior year. And it was all because of her, and she was amazing. And I feel so bad that I'm blanking on her name right now. But yes, I think that was really great that you brought that up, because we have a lot of teachers that also listen to us, Megan, from all over the country. And I feel like we also have some teachers that listen to us from all over the world. So shout out to all of you. Thank you so much for being here and being part of the Disney magic in the middle of your busy teaching weeks, you know?
Yes. Thank you all so much. And, I feel like if we aren't a teacher, definitely we all know teachers. And again, y'all are absolutely amazing. We appreciate all that you do. Just thank you. I was never good at math, but I did have some good math teachers that really tried. So thank you for that.
For putting up with us creative people that now just talk about Disney.
That go nowhere near math. So thank you.
Math. The math that we're trying to figure out is the time difference between our lightning lanes and
I was just
trying to make a reservation for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. That's the only math that we do.
Exactly. Or how much we are spending in a day at the park.
Even then, sometimes the math does not compute for that. But you know what? Speaking of which, Megan, we do have a couple of reviews and fan messages that we need to get through. We actually have quite a few in this episode, which I'm shocked by. So again, if you are listening, remember you can leave us a little rate us over on the Spotify. And if you are listening over on the Apples, then you can actually give us a little star review and then send us a little message. Or if you're listening anywhere else, feel free to rate us. And then you can actually send us a DM for your reviews over on Instagram. Again, that's going to be the Disney Countdown Show, or just Disney Countdown Show on Instagram. And so we have a combination of both. Megan, do you want to read off this first one that's from Apple?
Absolutely. Yes. This is from, and I'm so sorry, I'm going to butcher this username, Monomer3456.
Better than what I would have done.
Monomer. Okay. I hope that's right. And it says, best podcast ever. You guys are amazing. And I love listening to you both ever since I started. I became a patron. I think it says Patreon. Is that right?
I think so.
Okay. I am more enthralled. I love you both. Thank you for getting me through spring semester of college and helping me through the rough times in my life. They spelled rough RUFF, and I think that's adorable. I love Disney with a passion and love all the episodes. Thank you both for being your bright, bubbly selves. Do not stop being you and keep smiling. Oh, thank you. Aww. I so appreciate that. Mon amour. Thank you.
I love that we also, I keep forgetting, like we have a lot of age demographics that listen to us and listen to the show. And I forget sometimes that, we have college kids that are listening to us too. And they are finishing up their spring semesters. They're doing their big tests are coming up here pretty soon, actually, because it's usually right after their spring breaks. They have some stuff coming up.
Yep.
So if you're listening and you're one of our college student friends, you're doing great, sweetie.
You got this. You got this. Just keep your head down. Study hard. You got this.
Yes.
Summer's almost here.
Oh, so close. So close. Well, I have another one over here from Beck Bakes. Ooh,
cute name.
That's making me hungry, honestly. I was craving cookies earlier. And this one says Indiana Jones, 5 stars.
Okay.
With Danny on this one. Shout out to our producer, Danny.
You got some support here.
I know what this entails. I rode Indiana Jones in July of 95, like 10 times in a week. One of those things that will never happen again. Best memory of an 11-year-old. Love you, ladies. And the Ratatouilles are my favorite. Thank you for helping me with my work days and making them a little more magical. Oh, thank you so much, Beck.
Thanks, Beck.
Yes. That's in reference to our episode that we did together when we were hanging out here in Orlando last, and that was fun. I'm sorry to our producer Danny in that episode. That was really funny though.
Were we poking fun at the how he's older? Okay, I didn't say old Danny. I said older. Okay,
older. We're all part of the millennial squad here.
That's right. We're all millennials here. We were just talking about pagers before we started recording, by the way. So there you go. There's a little throwback for you and how pagers worked back in the day. This next
some
one,
of the younger kids that are listening are just like, Mom, what's a pager? You know,
honey, I mean,
Google
to explain how it works, honestly, I need a little refresher on how it worked. My dad had a pager when I was a little kid, so I did not know how they worked, did not have one myself. But wow, those things were complicated. At least looking back, I'm like, dang, that's how you worked it? Wow. Yeah. So thank goodness for texting, everyone. All right, this next review comes from C. Wilco892. And the title is Beth's Podcast ... ever? ? 5 stars. And they say, I think I have a problem because I binged this entire podcast in 2 weeks. Oh, I'm impressed. Ooh. I've followed Megan since 2021. Oh, thank you. After I found she was able to supply me with my Disneyland fix after being unable to walk for 9 months. Oh my gosh. Oh. After learning about this podcast, I decided to give it a shot, and I'm so glad I did. Listening to both Megan and Danielle has been wonderful. And now I have some things on my Disney World list since I'm going in September. Thank you, Danielle. I know you may think we find your rants to be a bit much, but they are so wonderful. Can't wait to hear more countdowns in the near future. P.S. Danielle, they actually played Snuff Out the Light at Oogie Boogie Bash in 2023. And I do remember that, Danielle, and I can't believe, I don't know if I ever told you, but I did hear it on the speakers. With Miss from Emperor's New Groove, or the one that didn't make Emperor's New Groove soundtrack, or at least the movie in Oogie Boogie Bash.
I don't know. As I know we're still a long ways out from Halloween season, but really not, because as some people have been texting me, usually we start hearing announcements for Halloween season come like beginning, middle of June. And, I'm really tempted to try to see if I can make it out to Oogie Boogie Bash this year.
That would be amazing.
We'll see. We will see. No promises, but we're starting to talk about it. We're trying to manifest for this year. We're going to see.
It's just unfortunate because they've had D23 during the Halloween season in previous years. It's early this year. It's very early. So it's not going to be during Halloween, unfortunately. So you'd have to come out, make it a little quick trip to come back. Right. But I'd say it's worth it. Oogie Boogie Bash is simply a blast. And then you got to stay for one more night to go to Disneyland to go see the fireworks. So I'd say that's a pretty good trip.
Because you guys actually have Halloween fireworks that aren't like a ticketed
part of the party. Yeah, you can go see it on the weekend.
Daggum, just twist my arm right there. Why don't you?
I know, just trying to persuade you just a little bit more.
Well, we do also have some fan messages that were sent over to the Instagram page. And this one is from Emily over on Instagram. And it says, hey girls, I've been following you both individually on TikTok for a while now. I love your take on things. And as a former Walt Disney World cast member, I love all of Danielle's history facts. The more I listen, the more I love you both. And also realize that Danielle and I are basically the same person when it comes to some of our Disney opinions. Haha, I can't wait to join the Hangouts now that I'm a 33 Patreon member. And I'm also sad I somehow didn't meet Danielle during my last time as a cast member, but I'm so glad I found your TikToks and the podcast. Listening to it makes my days at work so much better. Can't wait to hear more. Heart, Emily.
Aw, thanks, Emily. So well, hope you get to see Danielle just, in the parks when she's out and about at some point soon. That'd be cool.
It's true.
Yes.
And see, it only takes one time of running into me, and then
we say that every time.
Over and over and over again. I ran into one cast member on the first day of Dapper Day on Saturday morning, and I ran into her at Magic Kingdom the next day, and she comes up to me and she's like, Danielle, you weren't joking. I'm like, yes, I'm going to keep showing up like a bad dream. Just be ready.
Gonna sneak right over your shoulder and whisper in your ear, hello. No, but I mean, it is true. That's how it happens. And then regardless of whether or not it's on one coast or the other, for some reason, I keep running into Disneyland people at Disney World. It happens every single time. Multiple people.
True.
And I've never seen them inland. They're like, I never see you on the West Coast, and yet I see you here. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. It's happened the last 5 trips I've been here.
Right. I remember being there for one of them, and they were one of our listeners here to the podcast too. And they're just like, no, we're Disneyland regulars. We're there like every week. And we're just like, what?
Isn't that hilarious? Yeah.
Crazy.
The universe works in mysterious ways sometimes.
It truly does.
Well, this next fan message is from Patricia on Instagram, and she says, "Hey ladies, I was on the Patreon call on Friday night, and you were asking for countdown ideas." This was from our last virtual hang a couple weeks ago. I finally thought of one. Top 10 countries you would like to see in the World Showcase. Personally, I would love Greece for the food, the Zorba shows, and a possible MNG location for Hercules and Meg. Meet and greet location for Hercules and Meg. Love the podcast and the community. That's a really good idea, Patricia, and I like that.
Great food.
We'd have really good food. Mediterranean food, I have to say, if it's not one, it's top 3 in terms of my favorite cuisines. I love sushi. I love Japanese food. So the Japan Pavilion is one I frequent quite often, but Mediterranean and Greek food, oh my gosh. It's some of the best food I've ever had on our trip to Greece a couple years ago. So good.
That would be a really good option. Now, sorry. Now, also we have a new Patreon member, since we've filmed our last episode, and I'm going to have to need some help in pronouncing this name.
She is from, it's from France. So Aurelie? I am so sorry for butchering that name.
Probably.
We are so sorry.
Hold on. I'm going to look it up, and we're going to ask Google how we pronounce something. This is
when
what
you
we do,
press the little
especially
speaker,
Danielle. Yes. When Danielle doesn't have, I can't sprechen the English at all, and that's my only language.
It's a beautiful name, by the way. It's gorgeous. We just are so sorry we cannot pronounce it. But she is from France, y'all. So hello, France.
Pronouncenames.com.
Oh, here, let's see.
Aurélie.
Did you hear that?
Aurélie? It's the French R's I can't do. I'm sorry. I took Spanish. I am used to rolling my R's. Okay.
Either way, bonjour.
Aurélie. Bonjour.
We're happy you're here. And also she is part of our DC 33 family as well. So she went big or went home. Like, she's like, let's just do top tier Patreon so I can hear all the things, be part of get all the bonus content, get the special pin, all the other goodies too.
So thank you so much to our DC33 fam for being here, and also our pass holder fam, which is one of our tiers for the Patreon. They are also here listening to us. So thanks for joining in. We've been we've been hard at work with these episodes and the bonus episodes. So we appreciate you listening, y'all. Thank you.
Yes. And that's to all of our Patreon fam. Again, we have multiple tiers. You can go ahead, check those out. It depends on what kind of content you're looking for. Do you just want to see the episode beforehand? Do you want to come join a virtual hangout with us? Or do you want all of the above? And again, you just see me and Megan over and over again like a bad dream. One of the two. And now we do have some other catching up we got to do, Miss Megan.
Yes, we do. That's right. So go ahead.
We heard rumor that they're actually doing a preview of the Pixar parade, Better Together. And
yes,
you might be sneaking over there to try to go see it, right?
I will. Yeah, I will today. Yes. By the time this episode airs, y'all, Pixar Fest will be well on its way at California Adventure. However, today, right now, this is Wednesday, April 24th, the Pixar, okay, hold on. Let me get the name right because it's a mouthful. Better Together, a Pixar Pals celebration, which is the Pixar Fest parade happening at California Adventure, is going to do a preview today for some filming. So the word got out a little bit, and I will be there to try and catch it in the Pixar Pier area, kind of in front of Little Mermaid. And I hear it's a good one, guys. I am getting rumblings that it is a good parade with new floats. So real excited to see it. I mean, I love the fireworks. I think this parade's going to be cool too.
We were talking about how everything in this Pixar Fest has the most weirdest, longest names, and it feels like a tongue twister, right?
It's
do
a
you
lot.
have them
It's
right
a
there,
lot.
Megan?
I do. I have them pulled up. Okay, so let's go through it. Let's go through it together real quick. So,
Okay.
we have the fireworks called Together Forever, a Pixar nighttime spectacular, right? Better Together, a Pixar Pal celebration. That's the parade over at California Adventure. Then we have Club Pixar, which is in California Adventure. It starts, I believe, in the late afternoon to the evening. We have the Pixar Pals Playtime Party. That's 4 Ps, by the way, alliteration.
Pixar Pals Playtime Party.
At the Fantasyland Theater, which is at Disneyland. And then, of course, we have basically all Pixar-themed food happening at the booths that are sticking around in DCA.
You know, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of Pixar, Better Together,
Pals,
Together Forever,
Pixar.
Pal Around,
A lot of
Pals,
together.
Pal, Pal, Pal.
Mm-hmm. Celebration. It's a lot
It's
of
a
lot of alliteration, but you know what? I'm here for it because Pixar is amazing, and I'm very excited to be celebrating this once again. This hasn't happened since 2018, since Pixar Pier opened up, and so this will be a fun time for the summer. It's happening till August, which is great.
I'm really glad that you guys are getting like some summertime love, because there for a
Finally.
while I feel like you guys weren't doing very much at all in these span of months.
Nothing happened. We just would get fireworks every night during the summer. Now we have so much entertainment. Thank goodness. Disney, thank you. They've been listening to us like, we need entertainment. So we got a Fantasyland theater show, amazing, and a parade. I think this might be the only parade that's happening in the summer. I believe Magic Happens is taking a break when this is going on.
Really?
But maybe. Or it's for the foreseeable future. I don't know if there's an end date on Magic Happens. Maybe not. I could be completely incorrect on that. So I don't know. Maybe we've got 2 parades going on in one.
cool.
We haven't had 2 parades in like forever.
Right.
So-
And that's what I was just about to say. If you were still having one in Disneyland and one in California Adventure, the entertainment girlies are going to be going crazy of
Going
trying to run
nuts.
back and forth between the parks.
Yes. And I am going to fact check myself right now and make sure that Magic Happens. I think they only said when it's coming back. They did not say when it's leaving again. So y'all, I
it
think
could
it's
just be
happening.
sticking around indefinitely.
I think so, because I mean they made those floats. Like, what else are they going to do with it? You know what I mean? They can't leave it sitting there.
Right.
It's a good idea to have it. So yeah,
Nothing
fun,
else.
fun. 2 parades. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, also on top of all that, so you're going to go see this preview, and then I heard that you're also, well, we kind of already mentioned it. You're flying over here to Disney World for a hot second, just for a few days.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a longer trip than last time, which I'm very excited about.
That's true. But you're also coming with family, and you're doing some other stuff outside of Disney too.
Yes. So we are going to be kind of relaxing on day 1 when we're there. Then my mother and my mom, we're going to Universal Studios, which is something that she's been wanting to do for a long time, to see Harry Potter and do Velocicoaster, all the good stuff. And then we're going to do Epcot together because that is her favorite park as well as mine on Tuesday. And y'all, I booked it last night. I am doing the scuba diving experience in the Nemo and Friends tank, the giant tank, which is a fun experience that certified divers can do for a couple hours. The dive itself only takes 40 minutes, that's pretty normal for a dive. But yeah, I'm gonna go swim with the fishies and the sharks and the rays for a little bit. Yeah, in Epcot. I'm so excited.
So much about that aquarium and all the details about it. That is so cool. So cool. I'm excited for you, Megan.
Thank you. It's my my first, definitely not my last, my first tour that I've ever done at Walt Disney World, and it's going to be underwater.
I love how you're like, let's go big or go home. I'm scuba diving certified. Let's not do anything at Animal Kingdom. I want to do the scuba diving one. I think that's great.
Yeah, but for any trek or feeding the rhinos, no, we are gonna go dive a couple, 50 feet below the surface. So, yeah, can't wait. Can't wait to report back on that one. Thank you.
You'll have to tell me all about it. I am not scuba diving certified. I don't really like fish. Certain fish really freak me out, so I'm not gonna go swimming with them on purpose.
Let's be honest. The ocean is one of the world's biggest mysteries. We know less about the ocean than we do about space. Like, that is crazy to me. And like,
crazy.
We have not even touched what is really like deep below the surface. So
have you gone
that's nuts.
to that side of TikTok where it's the deep sea submarine divers. And
I've been on deep sea. I've been on North Sea. Oh yeah. I've been on all the crazy creatures that have been
some freaking
discovered.
looking things. That's all I'm saying.
I know. No, they look prehistoric. They look alien, really.
They do.
And
something
it's
straight out of Avatar.
Well, to survive down there, they have to be crazy looking things. You know what I mean? Like it's the pressure, the atmosphere. It's nuts. I mean, it's you can't see a dang thing. First of all, not to mention just the pressure of
they don't care
everything.
what they look like.
They don't care. That's exactly right. They don't care. They just got to survive. Crazy stuff. But
I was gonna say, and we'll have to save some of your other tours here at Disney World for when I can join you, because if you can do I have yet to do behind the scenes. I know some of y'all are just like, what do you mean, Danielle, you have not done these tours? I haven't done behind the scenes tour yet. You would love that, Megan. That's over at Living with the Lambs.
I would want to do that one too. Yeah,
right. And then there's also like Caring for Giants, the one that you talked about. There's the Safari Trek one. I really want to do that one too. And also, and one of our Patreon members actually mentioned it in the virtual hangout too, about the tours coming back to Disneyland.
Yes.
And like the train tours. What was the other tours that were coming back?
It's oh my gosh, I just pulled it up because I wanted to do it. Hang on, I will find the title. Sorry.
I really want to do the train tour. That's the one I want.
Oh, the railroad tour looks amazing. You can ride the Lily Bell in that one.
Right. And that's the one, like, instead of having to know somebody or time it, I just like, no, just guarantee me getting on that caboose. That's all I want.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've been fortunate to go on it twice now. And if anything was made for you to do, Danielle, it's that. It's to go on the Lily Bell. A lot of history in that car. Okay, so I'm trying to find Cultivating the Magic.
Okay. Is that like your tour up and down Main Street?
Yes, and I believe that one does include Walt's apartment, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's one I really, really want to do. I know. It's been on my bucket list for a while. I've never been inside.
Ours is it's not Keys to the Kingdom. Keys to the Kingdom was an older tour. Oh gosh, what is the Walt Disney World's version of that? I'm blanking, but we have a version of it for Walt Disney World also. Yes.
Sorry, I'm wrong on that one. There's another tour. It's another tour at Disneyland that takes you inside the apartment. So this is actually about landscaping and the botanical story of Disneyland, which is, I actually know someone who is a granddaughter of someone who worked with Walt Disney in creating Jungle Cruise. He was the botanist for Disney. And so that
which is crazy to think it's going to be all about the plants for Disney.
Isn't that crazy? I know. But trees are everywhere. They had to be, the right ones. They had to be placed in the right areas and obviously for the right attractions. So this one will take you theming a ride on Jungle Cruise, and then it's mostly just like up and down Main Street. You'd be at the hub of Fantasyland, Tomorrowland.
So it's another one Danielle would probably really love.
I think you would like this one too. It's
dang it.
Yep. It's discover how horticulture can tell a story from floral Mickeys to the reimagined Mickey's Toontown.
Oh, dadgum. I would love that.
I know. So lots of good history there. Yep.
As I plan on spending more money when I'm out there later for day 23. We'll just be, it's just going to be an overwhelming, like nerd session for Danielle this August, I think is really what it's turning out to be.
That's okay.
That's okay.
we love Nerdfest. I mean, that's, I'm hoping to do stuff that's, again, that I've never done over in Walt Disney World for this trip. And it's, it won't be very much like, going on all the thrill rides. I'll try to be going like, I'm going to do Tiki Room. I'm going to do Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor.
The stuff you haven't done at Disney
Stuff
World.
I have not done. Yep. Which is a shame, but excited to this time around. Amber in the chat says, yes, #nerd out. That's right, Amber. No shame.
Well, speaking of nerding out, we do have a little bit of Disney news.
We interrupt our program to bring you this
Disney news.
not so breaking Disney news. We
this has
do
been out for a
have
while.
some announcements.
Yes.
So basically what has gone out is that we do know that some press invites, this is more for like newspaper, some of the bigger like bloggers, all those people, we do know that they are being invited out to a preview of Walt Disney World's Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and that these press events are going to be happening on June 9th through June 11th. And so we're under the assumption that some cast member previews will be happening beforehand, and or annual pass holder previews also.
Yes. Yep, which is very, very exciting. And since I'm an annual pass holder now, you know what that means. She's coming back in June.
I mean,
I haven't been there in June since 2014. It's been 10 years since I've been there in the summer. So yay.
Get ready, sweetheart. You're going to be loving
ready.
that's a water ride.
I'm ready. Yeah, let's talk about the perfect time for a water ride to open in Florida. Absolutely.
Honestly, yeah.
It looks beautiful, by the way. I've seen pictures and video of the lights now, because there are lights on Tiana's at night. And man, I mean, it just looks amazing. Testing out the music. We are so far behind you over here, but we're trying to catch up. We just got our plants in the greenery, right? I don't even think we have flowers
shut
yet.
Down so much farther after we did. So
it was 5 months. Wait, 4 to 5 months. Yes.
Right.
So yeah, I'm hoping for, what is it? Maybe October, November. We'll see. Fingers crossed.
Maybe. And your Splash Mountain is not. Did yours open up before ours did? I think ours did.
Yeah, good question. I don't know. I mean, your space opened first. I don't know about Splash.
You know, it shows when there's an attraction that Danielle does not prefer to ride because it's a drop ride. She does not know all the information about said ride. Hold on. When?
All right. So we got July 17th, 1989 for land. Hang on.
Okay. 92 for Disney World and 89 for Disneyland.
Got it. So we're first.
Okay. See, I was under the impression, I've heard that because we're in a more humid environment, more had to be fixed on this ride. So if yours might be able to get up and going faster just for the environment's sake, like maybe there's less mechanical issues where a lot of rewiring and electricity stuff had to be fixed before they could do a lot of stuff for our attraction.
Maybe. Yes. I'm not sure.
Y'all might catch up is what I'm saying.
We could. As far as I can see outside of the ride, I'm like, dang, we got a lot of stuff to do. So I'm hoping that once that's done, then they'll be like Speedy Gonzalez on ours.
Right. Because they're making doubles of all the animatronics anyway. They're just doing copy and paste. Just install it right after each other. It's all good.
Mm-hmm. The exact same. Exactly. Also, I love the fact that when one attraction opens later at the other park, they decide to add 2 seats next to each other. That happened with both Space and Splash. I didn't even realize that till now. Because we have the single log, and you guys have the single space. Yours open first.
Oh, and then you're saying that Space Mountain, we had the single one, and then yours
side by
open,
side.
so you had the 2.
Exactly.
You're not wrong. Actually, that's pretty funny.
They're like, maybe let's give the dual seats a try again. I don't know. I don't know what the thinking was behind that, but I do like your Splash a lot.
Oh, thank you. I don't, because again, I don't do the droppy rides. Like, no. I'm so nervous about this ride. As we get closer and closer and people are getting more and more hyped about it, Danielle's like, yeah, I really love Princess and the Frog. I really hate drop attractions, and I don't like getting wet on attractions. So we'll see what Danielle does.
You take row 4, row 5, and you just close your eyes and hold on for dear life. Hold your breath on that drop, and you're gonna be great because you got to do it.
No,
it's your
movie.
My
breath, when I've done that before. Okay. And when I hold in the screams, my leg starts to twitch. I don't know why. It is specifically the left leg starts to twitch violently. And I don't know why, but that's it. So it's either they're going to think, oh my goodness, she's having convulsions on the attraction, and, or I'm going to go down the hill and they're going to hear R2-D2 going, wow! And then they're going to be like, I thought
That's
this
a
was
given.
a Tiana ride, not a Star Wars ride, and it's gonna be really weird. So it's
That's
one
a
of the two.
given. Oh, come on. You got to do the scream. I scream at the top of my lungs on that drop every time, and it's fantastic. That's just how you just let it all out.
Yeah, no, Danielle do not like that at all. So,
well, you know
moving
what?
on, I say we get into a game.
Let's do it. Let's play a game. Hi, Chris. Are you there?
It's Chris.
I'm back. Here I am.
What's up?
Yay!
The people have spoken. They are loving Disney Duel.
Oh,
So I think-
let's go.
Oh,
I think we're going to do another round of Disney Duel.
Okay.
As long as we can still phone a friend, because that was really helpful.
Absolutely.
last time.
And whatever other rules I come up with while we're playing.
Ring, ring. Hello.
See, what I'm having to do is I've also, me and my notepad, I have a little sticky notepad right here. So that way, if I get one right and then I'm writing them down, or else I'm going to keep saying the same character over and over again because I'll forget.
Oh my gosh. And that's my worst fear if I ever go on a game show is repeating what was wrong. That's my worst fear because you look so, like, it's so
And
embarrassing.
they're like,
yeah.
you just said that.
Like, they just said that. Yeah. Yeah.
One of my favorite, well, actually I have a couple favorite Family Feud clips. Is one where this lady can't stop saying mama.
Yes,
The
I've
question-
seen that.
Yeah. She's like, well, Steve, I would have said mama.
She's different
Like,
inflections of the word.
Mama? Mama. Just like the most
I have
ridiculous.
not seen that clip.
Oh
It's
my
so
God,
good.
Danielle, it's hilarious. You got to see it.
It's
I'll
so
look
good.
it
All
up.
right, so we're going to jump right back into it. Like we did last time, I'll read you the topic, and you both will have to chime in, and whoever gets it right first will get the opportunity to do the rest of them. It's to be top fives for all of these, so we'll just
Ready.
jump right into it.
Okay.
Here we go. So, other than Woody and Buzz, name your favorite character from Toy Story.
Ding, ding, ding.
First one up, what do you think?
Jessie.
Jesse's at number 3. That is correct.
Jesse's
Danielle, do you want
number
to see if you can get it
3?
higher up? But there's 2 more that it could possibly be.
Mr. Potato Head.
Mr. Potato is incorrect. So that would be this one first.
Okay. Ooh, I'm so nervous now. Okay.
All right, Jesse is number 3 with 10%.
10.
Who's
Wow.
above Jesse?
Besides Woody. Oh, I'm just gonna say it. The little green alien.
Little Green Alien is incorrect.
Okay. Okay. My next one. Rex.
With 32%, Rex is number 1.
Really?
That is amazing. I love Rex. I do love Rex. He's one of my favorites as well. But that's amazing. I'm glad people share the same
You know
sentiment.
why? It's because all of our listeners are a bunch of nervous Rexes.
We are. We have. There's just we can relate to Rex's anxiety. He is one of my favorite Big Feet plushies that I bought at the parks. He's so cute. His little plushie is adorable.
Yes.
Okay. Next one I'm gonna say is Slinky Dog.
At number 2, Slinky Dog.
Let's go.
Okay,
so
we
we
have
got
been talking about him a lot here in the past episodes with Slinky Dog Dash and all these other things, so that makes sense.
yes.
So we're looking for 4 and 5, and they are separated by 1 percentage.
What?
Wow. Okay.
How is it not the green alien, Mr. Potato Head?
Little Green Alien, I feel like has so many fans. They keep him around so much. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Is this from all Toy Stories, by the way? Like we're talking about the Toy Story franchise. This is yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna go Forky.
At number 5,
Yes. Let's go. I had a feeling he'd be in there. People love Forky. Trash.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, number 4. Oh, this is tough. This is tough. I have 2 tries, right? Still, I have 1
you
X.
have 2 tries. Yeah, 1 strike so
Okay.
far.
Okay. It's between 2, so I guess I can just name who I'm thinking of. Okay, even though I don't like her a lot, Bo Peep.
2 strikes.
Okay, good. Not a lot of people like her as well. Let's go, and my last guess is going to be Bullseye.
Bullseye is also incorrect.
Okay.
For the steal, Danielle, what do you think?
Come on,
Number
Danielle,
4.
you got this. Number 4.
I think. Oh my gosh. It's not my favorite character, so I'm not even going to say it. It's We said bullseye, correct?
I said bullseye, yeah.
it
Which
wasn't
did not
bull-
hit the bullseye. Hee.
Okay, so it's Jessie, Rex, Slinky Dog, Forky. And I know people are just like, "Come on, Danielle, you know this. You got
I don't. But
this."
I know. I think this is like just really difficult. This is based on personal preference.
Absolutely.
Oh, then wait. I think I know it.
You think
Bling
so?
bling.
Bling, bling. What do you think it is, Megan?
I think it's weirdly. I think it's Lotso.
Lotso? You think so?
Oh, Chris has a face on that and says no. Never mind.
I was itching my nose without using my hands, and that's also not correct.
Okay. Well, I'm wrong 4 times.
Not
So
Lotso.
sorry.
What about Wheezy?
Wheezy's also incorrect.
Wait. Okay, we're gonna get this. Hang on. Okay, we gotta get this. So
Last chance.
it cannot be Ham. There's no way.
Green Army Men.
It's Ham.
Oh, y'all, come on. Ham is my least favorite character. He's so, like, I don't know. He's just rude.
The fact that they chose Ham and over Bullseye
Little green alien.
and Potato Head.
I'm gonna, okay. This is how the lists are, Danielle. We got the ones that are correct, and then we got the ones that are like, really? So
See, and it's all opinion based because
it is opinion based.
Oh, okay.
You know what? We love our Patreons and our paid subscribers near and dear to our hearts. But y'all have some hot takes, is all I'm going to say. Yes. Because Ham to me is just like this, like, negative Nancy the whole time. I'm just like, Ham, can you just, like, stop? Like, he's so...
I don't mind him as evil Dr. Porkchop.
Maybe that's why people like him. Because that's kind of funny.
Evil Dr. Porkchop. Yeah. I think that's great.
Okay. All right. Oh, for John Ratzenberger. Oh, Leanne in the chat said, because John Ratzenberger, yes, he is a voice actor and a major Pixar figure. And he does voice Ham. So you're absolutely right. And voices many a character in Pixar movies.
Sure.
Mac.
A little slide.
The Abominable Snowman and Monsters, Inc. Yeah.
Here we go. Here's the next one. Name a Disney character that you think would make a bad elementary school field trip chaperone. Megan, reluctantly.
Ding, ding, ding. So it must be villains.
Well, or they're just not responsible at all.
Oh, true. Could be like an irresponsible. Oh man. I mean, I'm just gonna say I have to say a villain. I'm gonna say Gaston.
That would be incorrect.
All right, sick.
Okay. Phrase the question one more time for me, right?
Name a Disney character that you think would make a bad elementary school field trip chaperone.
Bad field trip chaperone.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who hates kids.
Not according to this.
Nope,
Never mind.
They're just irresponsible.
I don't even know if I would call them irresponsible sometimes.
Oh, wow.
Merida.
Merida is also incorrect. Do you want to work through it together?
Stitch.
Stitch at number 3 with 7%.
Nice, Danielle. That was good.
Okay.
So we're on the board. You can both just work through it.
I think we're going to have to for this one.
Yeah. Just kind of like
So
destructible creatures.
So what would be like some of the attributes of a bad chaperone?
chaotic.
Yeah, chaotic.
Chaotic,
Disorganized.
perhaps. Yeah. What else? Like maybe unwillingness to be around kids. Maybe they're tired all the time. Maybe they're forgetful.
So you're describing
Maybe they wear a blue sailor hat.
Sleepy from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Sleepy at number 5.
Let's go.
Really?
Dory.
Dory at number 1 with 10%.
A chew of a fish might be a bad
kids?
chaperone.
What?
Okay, so we have 2 more left.
2 more. The 2 spot and the 4 spot.
Stitch, Sleepy, and Dory. Oh gosh. See, the struggle is I'm overthinking this, and it's really not that hard.
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh.
Interesting. Winnie the Pooh is incorrect.
Oh gosh. I'm stealing some from someone in the chat. Mindy said Captain Hook.
That is a good one, but it's also incorrect.
Are any of these characters villains?
No.
See?
Someone who doesn't like to be around kids.
Not necessarily doesn't like to be around, but may not be great around kids or may not be responsible enough to deal with kids. Olaf's also incorrect. I will say for number 2, even though he does have a son in a movie, the Patreon members thought he would not be a great babysitter or chaperone.
Goofy?
Goofy is correct with 8%.
Interesting.
Don't kill the messenger. Blame everybody in the chat right now. They're the ones that give you the answers for this.
I would love Goofy as a chaperone.
I mean...
So we're looking for one more, number 4. He's also a classic character.
Donald?
Donald is correct with 6%.
Nailed it. Interesting. That is a very fascinating category. I like that one. It was more specific and definitely opinion-based.
I would have chosen Goofy and Donald, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I would agree. Stitch, Sleepy, and Dory, 100%.
100%. Dory was a good one. Yeah. Yeah. That was so fun. Thank you, Chris.
Let's do one more. How about that?
Let's do one more. Oh, yeah, one more. Okay. One more.
Let's do it. This one's going to be name a Disney character that you think would make a good roommate.
Ding, ding, ding.
Go ahead.
Ding, ding, ding. Mm-hmm. Dapper Danielle, what do you think?
Cinderella.
Oh my God, that was my guess.
Cinderella is number 3, so I will give it to you. We'll see if Megan can get higher than number 3. There's 2 spots available, obviously.
Man, that was mine.
Not because she would do all the chores, but because she would at least keep her end of the apartment clean. Okay.
True. She would hold up her end. Yes.
She would commission small animals to do the cleaning.
Love that.
Snow White. But yeah.
I love animals. I know. I was going to actually say Snow White.
Well, Snow White's number 2, so that's right.
Oh, great.
Let's keep going. Megan, it's yours. What do you think?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Who else do you think would be a good roommate?
Let's stay on the princess train. Let's go Belle.
A number 1 with 12%. It's Belle.
My favorite.
I don't know. She'd bring over her boyfriend and he'd shed all over the place. I don't know about that.
Yeah, you know.
He's human again, Danielle, all right?
It doesn't mean he doesn't have body hair all over the place. So he's not shedding.
It's true. Not wrong. Okay.
So we're looking for 4 and 5, and they're separated by 1%.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. This is going to be kind of a stretch. I'm going to say Fairy Godmother.
Fairy Godmother is incorrect.
But would that not be a good roommate?
That would be a good roommate. I don't know. She would be really delulu sometimes and she'd forget to pay rent.
Maybe.
I mean, she could, you just have to gently remind her and then she'd be good for it. But, you know, sometimes she just wouldn't be on time all the time.
True.
She has a hard curfew at midnight, too.
Back to your question, though, Danielle, one of them is a princess.
Okay.
One more princess.
Let's go with Sleeping Beauty, Aurora.
Incorrect.
You don't want your roommate sleeping all the time? Okay.
I wouldn't be against that as long as they keep clean and they can sleep all they want, right?
True.
It doesn't seem like a bad one at all.
But
Okay,
then you have the nosy
princesses?
aunties that keep coming in. The 3 nosy aunties just keep showing up unannounced, just checking on you all the time. You're just like, that's great, but just give me heads up when they show up.
Right? Okay. I'm staying clear of the princesses because I really don't know what people pick. I am going to go to the chat and say Wally because I like that guess.
Wally's pretty good too, but that's also incorrect.
Okay.
I would agree with Amber. They would be a hoarder of little trinkets.
Yeah.
But he would clean and stuff and pick up trash.
They just compact it into smaller cube spaces and they keep putting it in boxes.
Oh, does he not organize those at a dumpster? Okay.
No, he does, but the dumpster's his house too.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Also, Lindsay just said something really easy in the chat too. That was a good one. You can take it, Danielle, if you want to.
Oh, I'm actually thinking it might be Rapunzel.
Rapunzel would also be incorrect.
See, who's that last princess? I know.
I may have to just give you the princess. Let's try to work on the number Tiana is right.
Oh, nice, Danielle.
Because
nice.
if you're entertaining guests, she can whip up some man catching beignets and you'd be great.
She got you at the food. That's a good one. Dang it.
So we're looking for one more with 8%. The 4 spot. Not a princess. Not even a person.
It's an animal.
Not an animal.
Danielle, if you want to look at the chat to get a little hint, I feel like someone's right in there. Chris,
You think it's Baymax?
It is Baymax.
I knew it. I knew it. Lindsay, great job in the chat. I knew it. That's a good one.
That would be good. But my question is that the battery recharge fuel cell, right? Are we talking like, is it connected to the wall and is it going to put our electricity bill through the roof? These are my questions.
I mean,
well, they're paying half the bill, right?
I mean, they should be, but also, how does a robot make money? Oh, cryptocurrency. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. That is Disney Duel. I will say we have a bunch more of these left. I think we'll either do them on another episode or we might do them on our next chat, our next virtual hang. Cool. So I think that'd be fun. So another opportunity, another reason for you all to join if you aren't already paid members. We're going to be playing a fun game next month. So look forward to that.
That's fun. That is a really fun one. Thank you so much, Chris. And thank you to all of our Patreons, paid subscribers for putting that all together. We appreciate it because that was a blast.
I kind of like the idea of we're going to do a whole series about Danielle asking the questions, would this Disney character be a good roommate? And we'll break down the characteristics of yes or no.
You can totally analyze it. That'd be a good video.
That would be
a good series, really. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that was so much fun. I don't know about you, Danielle, but I do like that game. I love Family Feud and therefore Disney Duel.
I just overthink it a little too much.
I also overthink it
with this list. I overthought it also
because it's hard to differentiate between the general opinion, like the popular opinion, and also specific points of view. So I feel like the top ones are like, oh, that's general, but then you get into the real specific ones at the bottom of the list, and then it gets tough. But it makes you think, and I like that.
It does.
So the challenging games are some of my favorites. So thank you, Chris.
Yes.
But Danielle, we have a very fun list to get to ourselves. We have our top 5 Disney soundtracks. And as we know in the last episode, we probably had some hot takes here and there, and people are wondering what the heck is in their top 5 then? So I have a feeling that's not going to end here. You all are going to be like, really? Like this didn't make it? Or, that's in your top 5?
I don't know, y'all. Okay, so again, we have a virtual hangout right now as some of our pass holder and DC33 Patreon family. They are here in the chat right now, and some of them have been posting some of what they are guessing are going to show up. And I am sorry, some of y'all are just wrong, and I'm questioning all my life choices because I might have one of the options, but it's not looking too hot, like at all.
Yeah, I know. I want to, I'm not going to apologize because again, this is completely based on personal preference. I try to factor in a lot of the popular songs. I think a lot of my top 6 through 10 were like pretty popular album soundtracks. I'm sure of it. So this has come down to personal opinion, and can't wait to see what yours look like, Danielle. Would you mind if I started off and recapped my 6 through 10?
Please do, just to remind the audience that are just now tuning in.
All right. So last week we had my number 10 was Aladdin. Number 9, Frozen. Number 8, Pocahontas. 7, The Little Mermaid. And 6, Mulan.
Good options. Really good options. Mm-hmm. All right. My 10 through 6 was 10 being Cinderella. 9 was Robin Hood. 8 was Beauty and the Beast. Number 7 was Winnie the Pooh from 2011. And number 6 was Princess and the Frog. And I think that was the one that was the most upset with my list.
Oh, okay. And people were like, how was that not higher?
Right. Exactly. Because based off all my other lists I've done for many past episodes, you would think that one's higher, but it's not. So we'll see. We'll see as we go into our top 5. So what's your number 5 then, Miss Megan?
My number 5 again, hot takes. Here we go. It's starting. My number 5 is Frozen 2. That's right. I
Okay,
put Frozen
I was kind
2.
of guessing that this one was going to show up on your list, and I'm shocked.
Yes.
Okay, no, I should be shocked that this one appeared before Frozen.
Frozen 2. Now, okay. Yes, it is above Frozen. Just because I do think it is a better soundtrack. I'm sorry. I just like the songs. I like Lost in the Woods. And Show Yourself is the best Frozen song of all time. More than Let It Go.
Good.
It's absolutely gorgeous. When I heard that song and I saw it in theaters, I was like, okay, that's my favorite song. I got full body chills the entire time. And her transformation, her dress transformation, that song. I love Into the Unknown as well. I love all of the remakes or the covers from the singers as well. I love those too.
Yes.
You know, like Panic at the Disco, you got Casey Musgraves, and also, oh my gosh, the one from when the mom sings, oh my gosh, All Is Found.
Yes.
Stunning song, stunning lullaby song. So it had to be top 5, and that's why she is where she is.
I do really like Next Right Thing that Anna
Yes,
sings.
and yep. Mm-hmm.
And I do feel like a lot of these songs could definitely, like when you play the album, because that's what I don't know if anybody else did this, but before Frozen 2 came out, the soundtrack always released first. So I went through and I listened to the entire soundtrack beforehand, and I was just kind of taking in the music itself. I didn't mind it. It was actually pretty good.
Right.
I will say, though, it did not make my list, but I am happy it made your number 5, Miss Megan.
Thank you. I thought it's pretty fitting. I feel like people will be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But what is your number 5?
My number 5, I think it makes sense for me, is Inside Out's playlist.
I had a feeling something Pixar would be on yours. And
Yes.
since you do like the instrumentals, what's the song called again? I'm sorry, that's the main piano.
Oh gosh, it's
Right, it's like
my gosh, I'm
Riley's
blinking.
Right.
It's on my playlist all the time. Bundle of Joy.
Bundle of Joy. Yes, thank you. Okay.
Bundle of Joy, the opening song, the one that really just builds and sets the tone for the entire movie. One of my favorites. And I don't know, it's just one of those playlists that, since there's no real songs that happen during this movie, you can kind of turn it on and just have it playing as background music. And I don't know, I just really like it. I think it's
beautiful.
a chill vibe.
It is very chill, absolutely, and it hits the feels a little bit because you start thinking about the things going on in the movie. And I do love a Bundle of Joy. That's just when you hear that piano going off. Oh, it's gorgeous. Dun, 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 dun. I love it.
That one and First Day of School are my 2 favorites.
Yes. Okay. Oh, I love that, Danielle, and I appreciate that you put something a little more like instrumental into your top 5. That's great.
Yes.
Nice.
The only
Good
one,
choice.
but
Good
yes.
choice. That's okay. That's all right. That's all you need is one. All right. So my number 4 is going to be Moana. Yee. I love Moana.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just how far I'll go, and not even just the lyrical songs. Like I love Shiny. I think it's a hilarious song. You're Welcome is great, but also just the songs from like her people, her tribe, the Wayfarers, or the explorers and everybody. I love that too. Like away, it's great. Lin-Manuel did a great job on that album, or that soundtrack. I'm just gonna say it. He did a good job.
Well, and if you go on and you search the Moana original soundtrack, it is overwhelming how many, like, they added everything into this entire soundtrack. If you go to the very end, it is all the demo reels, all the stuff of Lin-Manuel, like, kind of blocking out his idea of storyboarding. It's all in there. It's all in the soundtrack. If you go to the very last of the discography, I guess you would call it.
Discography, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it is very cool.
Yeah. Yes, and just all the music throughout the film, which of course made it onto the soundtrack itself, is gorgeous. So I had to put it in my top 5.
I think that's a good choice.
Thank you very much.
It might appear later in mine. You don't know. But
Ooh.
my number 4, though, is Mary Poppins.
Oh, good one. Nice.
I was going through my list, and Mom actually brought it up, and she was like, Danielle, you don't have Mary Poppins in your list. I was like, well, do I need to put it? And then I started playing it from the very first song, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this needs to be in my list. I forgot how much I really love the Mary Poppins soundtrack. Everything. Mr. Banks' song. I have slept on Mr. Banks' song that he sings about.
Yeah.
This is his schedule. He comes home every day at 6:01. He has his little cigar and sherry, and it is a great song. It is so good.
Yes, fully agree. I mean, just those songs are just classics. Every single one of them. I love Step in Time, Feed the Birds, a classic. Obviously, you got Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
The orchestra bits of the in between the original opening where it's the spoonful of sugar opening. Oh, so good, so good. So that's why that one's in there at 4 for me.
I love that choice. Great one, Danielle.
Somebody did say they thought this was limited to just fully animated movies. It's not. This is just
no. We said Disney, yes, not just
general.
Disney.
We should have clarified that.
Yes,
this one is just Disney movies in general. It's just all of ours have been focused on animated movies. That's why we also had, like, mine included Pixar from Inside Out, and then Mary Poppins. I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of other live action movies that we preferred over the other. Like, we've mentioned them. Like, we've mentioned, we do like the Beauty and the Beast live action soundtrack, but we do like the animated one better. That's why that one made your list earlier, Megan.
Right. And I'm just thinking, like, before any of the live action remakes, like Pirates of the Caribbean, unfortunately did not make my list. However, it has one of the best scores of all time. It got close. Yes. So yes, we included live action and animated in this countdown. Yes. And didn't exclude Pixar as well. So there you go.
True.
Yeah.
We should have clarified that at the beginning. I don't think we did.
Yeah. Whoops. Sorry, y'all. And then, okay, so we're on number 3, yes?
We are on number 3. And actually, before we jump into number 3, now that we've mentioned, hey, we're including some live actions, before we get down to our top 3, does this change your list around of what you would choose instead? Let us know. Yes.
Send us a little DM if you would add any into your top 10.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so number 3, I got strong opinions about this one. It is Lion King 2. I put it over Lion King because here's the deal, y'all. For those of you who are going to scream at me for not putting Lion King in my top 10, it's not in my top 10. If you know me and you understand that I've talked about this before, Lion King, the movie, was played over and over and over again when I was 2 to 3 years old. And it was when my mom was pregnant with my brother. And therefore, every time she had a lot of morning sickness when she would be pregnant with my brother, and she'd hear that movie constantly on repeat, right? So classical conditioning, every time she would hear that soundtrack being played or any song being played from years after that, she would get nauseous. And that, it was ingrained in my head from childhood now into my adulthood that Lion King meant throwing up. So
unfortunate.
It's so unfortunate. That's just how I grew up. I was like, oh, Lion King music's bad. I shouldn't listen to Lion King music. Guys, I'm an adult. I understand that that's silly to think about these days. But to be honest with you, I don't know what it is. I think it is because of classical conditioning that I don't regularly listen to Lion King music besides Circle of Life. Circle of Life, absolutely fantastic song. Beautiful. But I and I love Elton. I love him to death. It's just, I don't listen to, I just can't wait to be king. Be Prepared, honestly, I'm going to flip the script here. That is one of my favorite villain songs of all time. But all the other ones, I'm like, yeah. Can You Feel the Love Tonight is not even close to my top 20 favorite love songs. So anyway, but Lion King 2,
many of our other songs
I've talked about it, ad nauseum, yes. Lion King 2, however, is something that I listen to on repeat now in my adulthood because He Lives in You. I still get chills every time I put that song on. There's the movie soundtrack version, and then there's an extended version as well. And of course there's the Broadway version, but I love the movie soundtrack version. And I love the songs like You Pendy and
Oh, You Pendy.
It's so cute.
Dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel. Also a good one.
Also a good one, yes. And then there's hang on, I need to go back to I can't remember the title tracks, but it's just such a good album and or such a good soundtrack, excuse me. And yeah, that's why it made my top 3 because I listened to it continuously, and the title song is incredible. So
I love how I also brought up Lion King 1.5 in a previous episode too. And Disney Plus, we need that stipend check. I'm just saying, because we know that me and Megan, every time that we have talked about Lion King 1.5, all of a sudden our listeners remember that movie and they go back and they watch it and they're like, oh yeah, this was a great movie. You're welcome, Disney Plus.
You're welcome. That's right. Yes. Okay. So He Lives in You, and then We Are One is also one of my favorite songs from that soundtrack.
One is a good one too.
Yeah. Simba's Pride. So yeah, there you go. There's number 3.
I'm glad that it was still Lion King representation, just not the first movie.
Correct, which I know is gonna be weird to some people, but
right,
I still have Lion King.
Same sounds and tones flow over from the first one into the 1.5. So it's.
So this is Lion King. This is Lion King 2.
Right. Oh, Lion King 2. That's right.
Yes.
Not 1.5.
Yeah.
I talk about 1.5 all the time. So so you're right. So Dig a Tunnel's not in that one. I got distracted with my own favorites.
You're totally fine. It's You Pendy, We Are One of Us. Deception, Disgrace. Yeah,
and we know every girl had a crush on Kovu every single time.
Freaking Kovu. Oh yeah.
The birth of some furries right there. I tell you what.
Exactly.
All right. Which one are we on? Are we on
number 3? What's yours?
Okay. Mine is Coco.
Oh, so good. 3. And I wanted to put that so bad in my top 10, but I stayed away from Pixar.
I'm shocked, honestly, that I picked this one. But I mean, some of the Coco songs did appear in some of my tops also. Mm-hmm. But I love, if you go onto Spotify and you listen to the Coco soundtrack, it's broken up into 3 different discs, right? Mm-hmm. So the first one is the entire movie in English and Spanish, and then the second disc is the entire soundtrack in Spanish. Mm-hmm. And I really love it because then you can doesn't matter which one you start at, you can play it, you still get the I don't know, I think it's the Spanish guitar I really love. Yeah. I really love the song of the Going Over the Marigold Bridge.
Yes, I was thinking about that one. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Such a good one. So I was playing through and I'm like, I really like the Coco soundtrack. I really like it a lot. And here recently, they've added a couple of key songs from Coco into the background music of the Mexico Pavilion also. And
oh, good. Yeah.
I don't know. I really like it. It got bumped up there a lot here recently just because I've accidentally had it on play in the background. And I'm just like going with it. Well, especially while I'm cleaning. If you need to listen to something while you're cleaning, turn on the Coco soundtrack. And I love it.
I feel like you're just it'll just be the best sort of kind of like vibing music as you're just like doing your thing, doing your chores. Oh man, that
Señoras y señores, buenas tardes, buenas noches.
Yes.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I love that decision. I love that spot that you put it at. I love Coco and the soundtrack as well. Yeah, it's just a good vibe. Remember Me is an amazing
totally thinking
song.
This one was going to be higher up on your list.
It didn't even make my list.
I know, that's why I'm shocked.
I know. Well, I don't know why I did the thing where I stayed away from Pixar because I was like, is that cheating? I don't know. So sorry, y'all. Coco's not in the top 10.
So many other Renaissance pieces that I didn't.
Apparently I was. Yeah. Apparently I took everything from my childhood yet again. Un Poco Loco,
but again,
Amber
that's
said in the chat.
to you kind of thing.
It is. But Coco is it's my second favorite Pixar movie. So, I don't know. I feel bad that it's not in there. But anyway, let's move on to number 2 for me.
I think so.
Okay. So number 2 is going to be, I feel like my top 2 is going to be really obvious if you know me. Number 2 is Hunchback of Notre Dame. And
okay, yes.
Oh boy, song after song, the score, it's just hit after hit. Out There, Hellfire, God Help the Outcasts, and even like the Festival of Fools or Topsy Turvy,
Topsy Turvy Day.
Whoever made these, is it Alan Menken? We got again because I'm
organ pieces. I am a sucker
the
for
organ.
a good organ. I really am.
just amazing. It is Alan Menken and Stephen Schwartz. Yes. What I'm just speechless. I just love them so much. The Bells of Notre Dame, Heaven's Light, like, so good. It's so powerful. Like I have said in my top villain songs, Hellfire is hands down the best villain song, I think, ever. So there is Hunchback of Notre Dame at number 2. Yeah. Can't say enough about it. I'm sorry. I love it.
I told you about how I started watching The Hunchback here recently with Dapper Mom.
Yes.
And we're just like, she's like, no. And we got to a part where Esmeralda got set free after the whole chase scene. And then she's like, we can end the movie now. And we stopped watching it.
It's so dark.
Watch the end.
Yeah. I mean, it is one of the darkest animated films. 100%.
But great music. I will listen to the soundtrack by itself without watching the movie, though.
I will too. I think the last time I watched the movie was right when COVID started, because I was like, oh, Disney Plus, let's watch Hunchback. It was like the first recommended movie, and I was like, I haven't seen that in a while. But then I watched it, and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot how deep and like super dark this was for Disney. So anyway, but yes, the soundtrack I can listen to over and over again. Yeah.
That is a good one.
Thank you.
Number 2 is much lighter, actually, and really grew my love of Elvis. So number 2 is Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, so good. So good.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my love of the Polynesian resort and my mother's love of Hawaiian music. But I really love Lilo and Stitch. That one got placed right up there, not only because y'all have heard before that I have watched the movie over and over and over again in my childhood until I broke the DVD and that mom and dad had to get me a new one. And I don't know. I love the animation that goes with it, and listening to the music reminds me of that animation. All the background music, phenomenal. The Elvis pieces in there, all great. All great soundtrack.
Yep.
Hawaiian roller coaster ride. Oh.
Hawaiian roller coaster ride, amazing. And yes, the Elvis songs. My brother and I were obsessed with Elvis after Lilo and Stitch came out, because some of his best songs are on that album. So
I do wonder if Lilo and Stitch in the early 2000s really revamped the Elvis craze.
I think it totally did.
Totally did.
You know, he definitely never went away. It never fizzled out or anything, but it ramped it up. Totally. Yes. Like, I feel like my brother like discovered Elvis through Lilo and Stitch.
I did my 5th grade, like project of like autobiography stuff on Elvis because of Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I think we just proved it right there. It definitely revamped his music, which I love. I mean, it's amazing. Yes. So yay! I'm so glad you put that there. I want to say that I support Danielle's choices in all of this. This is an insanely hard.
No, and I support your choices on all this, because there's some that you've brought up that I'm like, I should have maybe placed that somewhere in my list, but maybe not. I keep doing that
with you too. Yes. I know. I'm like, dang it.
This is one of the lists where this was a hard one. This was a hard one to decide, okay, which one goes where? Is this based off of personal preference, time of life, or what for us? And I think it was just a combination of multiple things. But yes, I love all your options, and I 100% agree with them.
Thank you.
I would maybe push those in like the 15 through 20 section of my list too.
Right? It's same. It's like if I could squeeze 20 choices into my top 10, I would. And that's what I'm feeling here. That I wanted to add them all.
That'd be a really long episode.
I know. It's just, this was a tough one to create. So again, if you guys have opinions or you want to share your countdowns with us, because this was for us and for, you know, music lovers and Disney music lovers, this was a tough one for me. And now, of course, listening to Danielle's, I'm like, shoot, dang it, I should have included that one. Like maybe that would have made my top 10. But so yes, please share your list, share your thoughts with us, because I know we have a few hot takes in this one as well. But we appreciate you listening this far. We hope you've enjoyed. If you would like to hear our top 11 through 15, of course, we do post our bonus episodes on the Patreon and for our paid subscribers. So you can go ahead and if you want to join, it's a fun time over there. And you can hear our options or our choices that did not quite make the top 10 countdown.
Because even Brianna in the virtual hangout is just like, I'm really interested in the 10 through 15 for this one too.
Or 11 through 15. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. There you go. And Adam says double bonus episode 20 through 11. I mean, if there is a list that I've ever wanted to do a top 20, it's this one. I can't squeeze them all in. I know. Okay, so number one, I feel like is going to be a no-brainer for Megan the Magical Millennial. It is, in fact, Tarzan. I have said it so many times in my videos and in this podcast. Tarzan is still my favorite soundtrack of all time. Phil Collins is an absolute musical genius. Every single one of the songs he created lyrically, and also the score for Tarzan itself, is simply stunning. It just... I don't know. I just feel like you're just immersed in this jungle world, the combining of two worlds, and wow, the drums, the Phil Collins drums, like, come on, it's so good. Trash in the Camp, bringing In Sync into it, like, that's literally my childhood, and it's my life. So it is one that not only, yes, I grew up with, I still listen to this day constantly over and over again. I will listen to Two Worlds. If I'm having a bad day, I just throw on Two Worlds and I'm like, oh, everything's going to be okay. And it's a sad song. Like, there's sad parts of that song where, like, people or parents are unalived. And, you know, it's just so good. Phil Collins, I can't say enough about it. So,
See, and I feel like that's one I wasn't really a Tarzan kid growing up, so that one didn't make my list as far down, like,
okay,
into the top 10. So I think that was a good option, though.
Thank you. It is my number one of all time. I'll let you know when that changes, but I don't think it will.
Wow.
So yeah. Okay, Danielle, what is your number one? I think I know it.
Do you?
I don't know. Wait. Okay, go.
Moana.
I knew it. Yes.
Okay, this one shocked myself and my mother. Okay,
I'm actually shocked too. I'm quite shocked too. Yeah.
You know, and because I do like Moana songs, but I would not say that there's one specific song that is my favorite at all. But
it's just
I would
the
say
overall,
collectively as a whole, a little bit of context. When I was a cast member, that was the main thing to do, was you would go with your cast member friends, and sometimes we get previews of, like, Disney movies, like, the couple days before, through, like, Disney Springs AMC, stuff like that. And when we saw Moana, I listened to, again, the day before, I went ahead and listened to the entire soundtrack and started at the very beginning with that intense opening of I'm not even saying it correctly, but the and it's like that call to call you into the audio.
Yes.
So good.
Very powerful.
Very powerful. Again, with the drums. This soundtrack, if you listen to the entire thing, like I said earlier, with the 2 discs, look it up on Spotify, the original motion picture soundtrack, it is 59 songs.
It's huge. That's the longest I've ever seen.
Moment in the movie is broken down, like, every background song is broken down. Some of the songs are only about 53 seconds long, but it's like one key moment in it. I am shocked by it. And then also the demo reels, the ones that didn't make it in, are all part of this soundtrack also. It's kind of fun just to turn on, play, and listen to the whole thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's just gorgeous. It really is. And again, whoever worked on the music, definitely Lin-Manuel, excellent job. One of his best by far. And as Stephanie in the chat says, the Hawaiian/Polynesian vibes took over your top 2.
It really did, man. Me and the Polynesian resort here at Walt Disney World, babe. Just give me a spiky pineapple drink and I'll listen to the Lilo and Stitch and Moana playlist. I'm ready to go.
Danielle loves her Polly. I think Danielle needs a trip to Hawaii at some point soon.
Oh gosh, I want to go to Alani so bad.
Yes.
So bad. Again,
it's a goal for Disney, our honeymoon this year.
You have our emails. You can reach out to us anytime.
It's free. We'll do some free marketing, of course, but just send us over there.
Videos of Danielle fangirling over Duffy and Shelly Mae and Olu.
Olu, the little turtle.
And Hawaiian Ice, and Danielle, just videos of Danielle in the lazy river. I would be living my best life.
Can you even imagine? I know. And on their little private beach there. Oh, so amazing. So yes, absolutely love your choices, Danielle. I think we only had one that made both of ours. That was Moana, right?
I think so. Well, did you get Beauty and the Beast on yours?
No.
Oh, that's right. Yours.
It might be in my
number 8 for me, not you.
No. So only one. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying is, like, there is, first of all, you forget about the soundtrack. You forget about which ones you like. There are so many, so things get lost, and that definitely happened for me this time around. And I feel so bad. But it's like, I wish I could squeeze 20 of these choices in a top 10. However,
it's like choosing your favorite kids. You really can't. So this is kind of just a generic, as we feel in the moment, kind of soundtrack list of what we feel now is our current favorites. This could change. The next new movie drops, it could change. You never know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Good point. So again, if you'd like to hear our 11 through 15, as our lovely Patreons are so eagerly awaiting that in the chat right now, you absolutely join our Patreon fam, patreon.com, and search Disney Countdown Show or become a paid subscriber and you get access to that bonus episode. But we are coming at you next week with a whole nother countdown. We appreciate you guys listening in for this one. And of course, if you just want to give your opinion, feel free to DM us or leave a review.
Want to go, okay, I'm giving y'all homework before you do anything. This is your soundtrack homework. If you don't want to go through and listen to everything, look up the Lost Chords, in like kind of like the Lost Boys, but it's the Lost Chords, CHORDS, on Spotify, and you can listen to the demo reels from the 50s, the 60s of like Cinderella, Aristocats, songs that were recorded by the Sherman Brothers that got cut at the last minute for these animated movies. If you want to go down another nerd out session like what I was talking about earlier in this episode, just saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, love that. That's my homework too, because I need to do that.
Yes.
That sounds great. Well, again, we do appreciate y'all listening in, and until next time, have a very magical day.
And night night, sleep tight, dream of churros tonight. Oh, you know, I do love this one.
To have your name read at the end of our new episodes and to receive a bunch of magical perks, please check out our Patreon via the link in the episode notes.
Or visit patreon.com/Disney Countdown Show. We'll see you there.